audience is at. All right, I'm getting a couple Mias that I am seeing. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. All right, cool. So when I first started using Instagram, I really didn't have any kind of direction for it. And honestly, I just started like randomly posting when I became a newer coach. I will tell you that it wasn't until probably this year, but the last maybe like even 3 or 4 months, that I've really dug more into Instagram. I spent a lot of time like studying it at night. I'm trying to figure out, kind of like how to crack the code on it, because there's always new information that's coming out, which is why I think that it's really, really interesting. So what I presented to you guys today is what I know right now. So for those of you that maybe are older coaches and are just kind of listening to this, it is Instagram 101, but it also is going to just talk about a lot of the ways that Instagram has kind of changed and what we need to be aware of if we really want to grow big accounts to be able to make a bigger impact. And that's what I look at. Like, how can I get my message out? How can I get my impression out to as many people as possible? And that's kind of the reason on why you want to grow your social media following, so you can make that impact, okay? You can be that influencer that you know that you are, all right? So I am going to share my screen here. And that doesn't look too pretty now, does it? Okay, I think I had my PDF pulled up. I did. Okay, so I made you guys this cute little slideshow. If for some reason you guys cannot see this because I am looking at this right now, if for some reason you can't see this, will somebody just post on Facebook, and I'll look right now in the page just to make sure everything should be good. Okay, Instagram 101. All right, so first of all, I really want to point out, you guys, the importance of your profile and your bio, okay? Super, super important that it's very clear on who you are. It's kind of like your real estate. Now, we talk about this a lot in social media, especially you've probably heard us talk about this on Facebook already, on how you have like your cover photo, you have your profile picture, and then you have this little space that's able to actually tell your audience about you, okay? So this is something that I really want you guys to take advantage of, because it's free marketing, basically free marketing areas for you and your business, okay? So number one, take a look at the profile picture. Because this is you and we teach you guys to brand yourself, make sure that your profile is a clear picture of you, okay? If it was like a business and you had like a brand, say that you were, I don't know, created motivational t-shirts or something like that, then you would want to have your actual logo of the company there. But because we're branding ourselves, make sure that you guys have a clear picture of you smiling, looking all happy and pretty, okay? The other thing that I want to make sure that you do is you that pay attention here to these areas. Okay, now these both are pretty good examples, because I like to make sure that you have spaced out information about who you are. As you guys have gone through your training, we always talking about the 5 things, right? What are the 5 things when they come to your quote, they come to your page, what do they are going to know about you? And you can see in both of these, the one on the left, science, tech, and humor, motivational quotes, Lamborghini enthusiast, successful stories. This is what he is about over here. And over here, they list exactly what they're about over here too, okay? The difference, and what I want to see if you guys can see the difference between being good and being bad, right, is the fact that this one here actually uses the third thing that we're going to talk about. And the third thing that we're going to talk about is using this link. So always make sure that you use the link, either going to your website, you can have it directed to your Facebook page. Don't ever have it be like beachbodycoach.com / whatever your screen name is going to be when you guys sign up as a coach, but something that either links them to maybe a group that you're running. So right now, an idea is you could copy the link, and I made the link really, really clear for our training, or for our sneak peek group. I always make like the link really, really clear on Facebook. So what you could do is you could easily copy the link to our sneak peek that we have going on for you guys with the UK. You could put that link there, and you could say, want to learn information about coaching, or coach sneak peek happening here with your finger down. You could put an application in that area, have more people apply, and I'll show you guys what mine looks like in a second. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to show you guys two more quickly before we kind of go into this a little bit more. Again, this one over here, the reason why it's a don't is because in the blogger section here, it just says there's a blogger. You don't really know much about them, and it talks about all about click on my website, email, or DM me. Do you want to make money? Like, that is so ick, right? Over here on this fashion goals page, you're gonna learn everything that's going on. It's a fashion and daily inspo page. So if this person starts following me, I can look at that page and decide right away, like, do I want to stay here or do I don't want to stay here? The other thing is that everything is clear and bulleted, you know, so that you know exactly. It's very, very clear. It's very, very eye-popping. You have 1 second when you are on Instagram to catch somebody's eye. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want to talk about. Profile pictures, guys, make sure that you kind of listed what your 5 things are that you talk about on that page, so we can talk more about branding. You guys have had a couple different trainings on that already, but your 5 things should go there, and then making sure that you also use that link feature. So that using your applications, you could use a sneak peek group there, you could have your website there, you could have your Facebook like page. I personally have my website there right now, but I change it up all the time. If I'm running like a challenge group, sometimes I put a challenge group application there. If I'm running a coach sneak peek, sometimes I put a coaching application there. So always have some way that they can contact you, give them some more information. Some people like to put like their last YouTube video there, or their last blog that they did there. So just make sure you kind of switch it up and pay attention, because that's a great way for people to click on your site. Okay? All right. The next thing that I really want to talk about that's particular well, it's actually used now on Facebook and on Instagram, but is hashtags. Okay, I know there's been a lot of kind of misconception around hashtags. People used to think that you had to put all your hashtags, you know, within the actual post, then it was below the post, then it was back in it again. So right now, what you want to be doing is make sure that you are using up to 30 hashtags on every single one of your photos, okay? And it's being suggested that you put it actually in the first comment section, okay? Now, the thing is how do you find the right hashtags to be able to use? If you want people to be able to find you, this is obviously one way that you can get out in front of people, but how do you know which hashtags to be able to use? One thing that I like to do is I like to go on the Explorer page, and I like to see what hashtags those people use that might be in my niche, might represent my brand, my picture, and see what kind of hashtags they use to get them onto the Explorer page. That's one way that you can find out what hashtags are working, obviously because they landed in the Explorer category. The other thing that you can do is there is different apps that you can use, and I'm going to share this one that I use that I love, and it's really, really easy. And it's called Hashtagger, H-A-S-H-T-A-G-G-E-R. And Hashtagger is great because you can type in any kind of hashtag that you want. So for example, I'm just going to say fitness. And I'm going to show you guys this in a second. I'm going to type in fitness, and what's going to do, it's going to pull up the 30 most relevant hashtags that are being used right now on Instagram under fitness, okay? And it pulls up fitness, fit, gym, motivation, workout, bodybuilding, fit fam, lifestyle, healthy, health, Instagood, training, fitspo, fitness, motivation, love, muscle, InstaFit, gym life, fitness addict, diet strong, blah, blah, blah. It pulls up 30 different ones, okay? And I can use all 30 if I want to. All I have to do is copy on this app. It's going to copy it for me, and then as soon as I do my picture, I can put it in. I did one today, for example, like I did a girl boss post, and so I typed in girl boss, and it gave me all these other hashtags that are trending right now on Instagram. So those are the easiest ways to find out what kind of pictures or what kind of hashtags to use on your pictures so that you are being found, okay? Hashtags are also how you find other people, and I'm going to talk about that as we go on, but I really want you to think about hashtags, your SEO of Instagram. So if you have a picture out there, it could be so beautiful, but if you don't hashtag it, it's not going to get in front of anybody, okay? All right. This, I wanted to quickly explain this. So one thing that I want to just quickly, I guess, kind of point out about this is that when you're, and this is kind of the downfall, or I guess kind of like the thing I really need you to be aware when it comes to these hashtags, okay? So for example, I typed in luxury, okay? When I typed in luxury and I looked at the top 9 posts in the Explorer area, this top post here had 10,304 likes on it, okay? So this is where you kind of have to pay attention to what your hashtags you're gonna be using and filter through some of these, because my account right now has 27,000 followers on it. If I were to use luxury, I'm never going to end up in the top 9, which is really where you want to be. These are the top 9 posts, okay? We're going to talk about the Explorer page in a minute, but these are the top 9 posts for that particular hashtag. So I'm going to want to go into something else that's related. Do you see the related, how it suggests this? I'm going to want to look at some of these instead, because there might not be as many people using the hashtag, or there might not be as big of pages using that particular hashtag, and so that's going to give me a bigger chance of going viral, as well as it being a bigger chance of showing up on the top 9. Does that make sense, everybody? So you want to have kind of a mixture. You want to make sure that, yes, you can use some of these bigger hashtags, but also look to see what kind of pages are trending on that hashtag, because if it's a really, really big page, most likely you're not going to end up on that top 9, and really that is a goal. And there's a lot of coaches that end up on the top 9. There's a lot of coaches that are on the Explorer page all of the time that I'm seeing. So it's not something that's far-fetched. This is a goal that you really want to have for your business, is ending on this top 9, and then obviously ending on Explorer page, which we'll talk about next, okay? All right. So content to your business, or content to your page, is king. Absolute king when it comes to anything on Instagram. If you don't have pretty pictures, and as you can see, like, this is just pictures that we just took when we were in the UK, but if you don't have pretty pictures, nobody is going to stop the scroll. Nobody is going to start to follow your content. So you could have the best, most heartfelt speech that you ever had, pouring your heart and soul out on IG, and if it doesn't stop, if your picture doesn't stop the scroll, then you're not going to get any kind of engagement back on it. You're not going to get those followings. So Instagram, as you guys know, is all about pictures, and you have to have some kind of uniformity to your page. It can't just be like a hodgepodge mess. When I look at your page, it should look like a magazine photo. Okay, now I'm telling you guys, I was Hot Mess Express when I started this business. You guys can scroll back at the bottom of my pictures and you can see where I started. But just remember, like, uniformity, using the same kind of filters, right? Having your brand, having your message. Yes, I am a mom, but you are not going to see a ton of mom pictures in my photos, because that's just not what my brand is. My brand is more free-spirited. My brand is more traveling. My brand is more conscious leadership. That is more what my brand is. So yes, I'm a mom. It's definitely a part of who I am. You're going to see that my kids sprinkled all in there. But when I define like my 5, that's not my 5, because that's not what my brand is. Not saying that can't be your brand, but I just don't have like young kids at home anymore. I have more of school-age children, and so they're not home with me. When my kids were home with me, that was more part of my brand. Your brand obviously is going to evolve as you evolve too, okay? But content is king. And now this is something that I recently learned, okay? How are some of these things going viral? So I've been trying to figure out, how are some of these photos ending up on the Explorer page, or ending up on your top 9, okay? And what you have to look for is what is trending, okay? So I just went on my Explorer page and I was looking to see what is trending, and these are some of the things that Instagram thinks that I would like to see within my page, okay? Now, for me, if I want to duplicate this, one important thing is you need to know what is going viral, what is trending. So pay attention to that Explorer page, okay? You will see a lot of transformation pictures, suggesting you should probably share a lot of transformations. Transformations have a bigger chance of going viral, okay? We all have seen pictures like this with the swan and the duck, or the swan and the donuts and the flamingos. I've done a couple pictures like this, and they've gotten a ton of likes. So you want to see what other top influencers are doing. You want to see what kind of pictures it is that they are using, and be able to kind of duplicate that within your own lifestyle, right? That fits into your brand. So as you can see here, here's a pregnant girl, and she's kind of showing like her transformation from before and after pregnancy. And then we have a woman doing like a handstands and a splits. It's kind of like a self-love, self-care kind of motto. I know a lot of people are really, anybody is becoming inspiring when it comes to social media, and I love this kind of stuff because it's kind of like a body positive movement, which I love. And so this was another kind of picture. So think about yourself, right? Maybe you're somebody that wouldn't feel comfortable doing this. Well, you know what? This is how you influence other people. This is how you change the way that people think, right? Because you can be healthy, you can still be healthy, and you can have a big butt, right? You can still be healthy and you can have muscles. Like, it's not all about being skinny. And this is what being an influencer is all about, is changing the perception of what people are thinking and influencing the minds of others through your pictures, through your posts, through your branding, through your vision and purpose of the world. Okay. This picture here, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of these Instagram photos, right? Like one picture like your butt is flexed, the other one it's not. One picture like your stomach is out, another one like the person is bent over. Why do you guys keep seeing more and more of those pictures? Because they're things that are going viral, okay? So people that are studying marketing, what you're doing is you want to create this stuff. So on your own Instagram, pay attention to what is being seen on your explore page, and make sure and then mimic those posts, right? Look to see how are the people posing. Look to see, you know, what kind of shots are people doing, and mimic that in your own, because you already know that it has a chance of going viral. Okay, so that was a little tip that I wanted to share with you guys that I recently learned that I think is like so brilliant and makes so much sense to me. You want to catch on to the virality things that are happening within Instagram and really, really capitalize on that. And you don't have to be, you know, the most unique. You just have to duplicate in your own sense. Okay. All right. Consistency. Now, I think that this is the most important thing. All right. When you have an audience, your audience expects you to show up. Okay. So if I stopped posting on Instagram or I stopped posting on Facebook, my audience would wonder where it is that I've gone, because I've been posting now for 4.5 years, right? But in the beginning, it's so important because of the fact that you need to be building trust with your audience. Okay. So say that you are, I don't know, for example, I'm going to give you guys a really good example. And I don't know if you guys know who Muffin Topless is because you guys are in the UK, but maybe you guys do. She is like a fitness influencer that is here, and she had this really great blog, and I don't say she did because I just haven't seen her post about it recently. I haven't seen any action on her Instagram recently. I really haven't seen any action on her like page recently, right? And because I don't see that, it makes me question, like I just kind of did, right? Does she still have a website? Is she still posting there? Because I don't see her consistent on her social media. So consistency is really, really key. Not only in the fact that you are posting daily, but that you're consistent with your theme. You're consistent with your niche. So, you know, what I suggest doing is using some kind of filter that you're going to use on every single one of your pictures. If you decide that you're going to do quotes, maybe you just want to do black and white quotes. Like I have just black and white quotes. Maybe you want to have quotes within a certain kind of font that you just want to use, but something that has some kind of theme. I know you guys have all seen really themed out Instagram accounts. Yours has to have some kind of theme as well, and making sure, like I said, that it looks like a magazine photo. Okay. The other part of being at consistency is is posting at the right times for your followers. Okay. So this is something that I just really want to really touch on here. There's been a lot of back and forth, kind of like, do you want to use a business profile or do you want to use a personal profile when it comes to growing your Instagram? And everything that I've been reading is that you really want to have a business profile when it comes to using your Instagram. Okay, for one, you are a business. For two, once you get over 10,000 likes on your page, it's going to give you a lot more capabilities. And three is this right now, is this reason of being able to see some kind of information about your followers. So I pulled this information for you guys. And what you're going to do is at the top of your Instagram, once you guys get the business account, what you guys will see is there's a little graph. I'm going to just kind of see here. It's right next to your name on the very top. It's a little bar. It's kind of got little bars. So those of you guys that already have a business account, you guys can look at this. Those of you that don't, you guys can come back and review this later on. But it's a little bar, and it's going to show you graphs like this. So I pulled up Wednesday. Obviously, it's because it's Wednesday. And if I'm going to try to figure out when am I going to get the most engagement based on when are my followers going to be online, I can look at this and I can see that the best time is around 4 o'clock. 4 or 5 o'clock is going to be the best time for me to post something. Also, later on here at 9 o'clock is going to be the best time. So I might just want to just post twice today at those 2 times. Okay, so paying attention to when my audience is online is obviously going to get me the most engagement on my posts. Okay. Another thing that you can pull out from this is what is the best days, okay? So if you're looking to do maybe a shout out, or maybe you're looking to do a post about your next challenge group, or your post about coaching, when is going to be the best day for your audience? And as you guys can see here for me, Wednesday and Thursdays are my best days. Okay, so we used to think that Sundays were always the best day to post, maybe not necessarily based on your particular audience and when they are online. Okay, so this is a really, really great tool to be able to use. I suggest, getting a business account for your Facebook so that you can be provided with these algorithms, so that you're not just like wasting your time and just shooting out into the dark of when you should be posting things. Because what if you post a brilliant post and nobody sees it because nobody's online? Okay. All right, let's talk about growing your Instagram, okay? How do you actually grow your Instagram? So it's more than just posting a pretty picture, okay? I know that when I first started, that's all that I did. That's all that I did was rely on people that were already following my account to like and comment or whatever, and I wasn't taking advantage of the hashtags, okay? I didn't have an active growth strategy when it came to growing my Instagram, and I'll tell you, it's something that just, like I said, just earlier this year that I really, really started to focus on, because IG is, in my opinion, where it's at. It's where, you can monetize your page, where you can have companies working for you and you can make money that way as well. So beyond just Beachbody, you can be an influencer in other areas. For example, I'm an influencer on Instagram for my skincare center. So I get free Botox and I get free facials. I could probably get free whatever, but that's what I get. And I just promote them on my Instagram. So there's a lot of different ways that you guys can make money in social media besides just with Beachbody, okay? So if you get this nailed in and you really start to focus on this growth, there's a lot of things that you guys can do, which is really, really exciting, okay? So number one area, obviously, is hashtags. Now, that's how people are going to find you. You can use up to the 30, so make sure you do that on every picture. But the other part, too, is you searching for other people, okay? You're also going to find people in your niche that you can follow, that you can interact with, and I'll talk about that in a little bit when we have a little bit more down in my presentation. But that's also how you're going to find people you can interact with, okay? The second thing is landing in that top 9. So every hashtag has this little top 9. You guys all know what I'm talking about. And it's kind of underneath the search function. So if you typed in fitness, for example, I'll type in bikini, you're going to see the top 9, okay? So that's another way that you can grow, is to trying to get into that top 9. Once you get into that top 9, then and I'm going to show you guys how to do this. But once you get into that top 9, then you're going to end up in more people's news feeds. Obviously, have a better way people are trying to attract you, okay? The third thing is the Explorer page. Now, the Explorer page is different than top 9. Explorer page is what Instagram thinks that you would like, okay? So what's trending in your niche, okay? So this is like the trending page. What other influencers are doing in your particular niche. So everybody's is going to look a little bit different. Is what you're going to find on the Explorer page, okay? If you land on the Explorer page, as you guys know, that has a huge chance for your accounts to be able to go viral, all right? So how exactly do you do that? How do you end up where you can have more virility in your accounts, okay? Number one is engagement, all right? This is where every day you want to, I'm going to show you guys how to do this, but every day you are going to want to be going into your Instagram and looking in these hashtags, looking in, you know, fitness, looking in fit moms, maybe looking in fit nurse. Maybe you are a spirit junkie. Maybe you like to do meditation. Maybe you're a yogi. Maybe you are a dog mom. Maybe you are a cat mom. Maybe you like to drink wine. Maybe you like donuts. Whatever it is that represents you and your brand, you want to be looking through these hashtags on a daily basis and writing down, I say, at least 30 people that you want to be adding to your list that you want to follow. Okay, and you want to start building relationships with these people. These are people that inspire you. These are people that maybe you'd like to be friends with. These are people that you think are rad, right? People that you want to have fill up your newsfeed, and you want to be doing that on a daily basis to be adding into your network, okay? Also, you're going to be connecting with these people, you'll be engaging with these people, and the more that you are doing this with them, the more that they are going to be doing this with you as well, okay? So this is where engagement is really, really, really important. Now, for the virility piece, how you get your stuff to go more viral, or how to get more people to be able to see your information, is going to depend on 3 things, okay? And it is, how fast did people engage with your content? How much engagement did you receive? And who engaged with your content? I'm going to break these down in 3 different things. Okay, so number 1, how fast did people engage with your content? As we know, Instagram is totally against automation, totally against any kind of bots. They want to have manual work done, okay? So one of the things that I really highly suggest you do is get into some Instagram pods, okay? You can look on Facebook for Instagram pods, type it in the search function, you get into different groups, you can reach out to other bloggers, you can reach out to other people that might have the same amount of followers that you do, you can start a group with other coaches, but you want to make sure that people are engaging with your content, and the way to do that is the pod groups. I'm in a bunch of different pod groups on Instagram. People use them kind of in different ways. Sometimes people just drop them in the little DM box. Sometimes people use this app. It's called Telegram, and in Telegram they have like different like drop times where everybody, you know, puts in their screen name, and say there's like 20 different screen names that are dropped at 3:30. You'll go in and you will like and comment on all of these different screen names, and they will do the same back to you. Okay, so that's one way that you can get your engagement up. What's going to land you in that, you know, top 9, as well as also landing you on the Explorer page. Okay, 2 is how much engagement did you receive. Okay, so the more engagement that you receive, obviously the more that you're going to have a chance of virility. Okay, when it comes to Instagram, liking is not as, comments are better than likes. So when you are engaging with other people, I suggest that you give more comments than you do likes, right? So if you're engaging with these new people that you're following through these hashtags, you know, you want to be giving them comments so that they can be giving you comments back to you, and so you show up higher on these Instagram hashtags, okay? The third thing is who is engaging with your content, okay? This is, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, but who is engaging with your content? Look to see, you guys, who these influencers are. Look to see who these people are on these big pages. So for example, I'm going to look up here at Self-Love, and I kind of showed you guys this example here, okay? Look to see who these people are. All right, so Self-Love, look to see who this girl is, Sophia Turner. She is an influencer, okay? She's all about body positive. What I like to do, you guys, is I like to look to see who is following in her niche, right? Who is following in their area and that has big followers that I can start to build relationships with. Now, maybe body positive isn't necessarily in your brand, but body positive is in my brand, right? So I want to start interacting with people that have larger followings like Sophia and start liking and commenting on her stuff, because if she comes back to my page and starts interacting on my stuff, it's going to give me more boost when it comes to Instagram. Okay, does that part make sense? So you want to be interacting with some of these bigger influencers, some of these people that have bigger pages, because if they recognize you and they come and start to give you love on your pages, then you are going to increase your chance of going up on the top 9, increasing your chances of going up on the Explore page, okay? And that's huge. That's really, really a big deal when it comes to this. Also, what happens is that when you start to comment on these pages, her followers are now going to come and start checking out your IG. Okay, so this is all part of kind of like your social media, I guess, like hustle, right? Every day we need to be adding in new people into our market. We need to be actually commenting and liking and engaging on the people that are following our posts. I'm making sure that now that we know that, you know, engaging with people that have larger followings does stuff for our business as well. You want to make sure that you're taking time out of your day to finding people like Sophia and liking and commenting on her stuff so that her followers not only see you, but if she comes in and likes and follows on your page, now it's going to increase that virility factor, that engagement factor in IG's eyes. You are more of an influencer. Okay? Hope that makes sense with that. All right. And the last, before I kind of turn it over to you guys, is this, and this is what I'm talking about in the engagement. This business, you guys, and I'm gonna just stop this part somehow. I gotta figure this out. Hold on, guys. Ooh. Okay. This business is all about what's going on in your direct message, okay? Everything is really happening within the DM. And I'm going to do a whole nother call on IG stories because I think that it's really important that you understand like the basics of Instagram. You know, on Instagram, you need to have pretty pictures. You need to make sure you have like some kind of theme. You need to make sure that it looks kind of like that magazine photo like I was talking about, and you want to make sure that you are using the right hashtags so you have that opportunity to go viral. Okay, so those are the biggest things when it comes to Instagram. Now, when I talk about what's going on here in the DM, it's all about those conversations that you guys are having with other people, okay? It's all about building those relationships. So one thing that I recommend is reaching out to who obviously is following you already, you know, making sure that you're building that relationship with them. If you know, maybe like say that they've got an awesome pair of shoes that you like on their picture, you could, instead of just liking and commenting below it, you can start to build a relationship and take it to the next level and send them a direct message, okay? The other part about that is interacting with people that have larger accounts than you. So one thing is trying to leverage your social media, trying to really get your follower level up on Instagram is going to also help if you have a little bit of like help from your friends, right? So what I like to do is I like to reach out to bigger pages and I like to see if they're willing to shout me out at all. You can ask for shout outs either for paid. Sometimes they'll give you like a paid shout out for a certain amount of time, or you can also do kind of like a shout out for a shout out. Some people are just really nice and will shout you out. I've had a lot of people that just shout me out if I like say, hey, will you shout me out for this or whatever? And I've been like giving them love like on their page. I've been giving them like a lot of love and comments and stuff like that before I actually ask. But once I ask, because I've been giving them so much value on their page, a lot of other big pages are willing to shout you out. Instagram it's a business in itself. So you have to understand that these big pages that have the 100,000 followers, they're trying to get to the 250,000 level. They're trying to get to the 500,000 level. That person that's at 1 million is trying to interact with, engage with others that have, 3 million, 5 million, 7 million. So everybody on there, everybody that understands how Instagram works, they understand that it's about networking. So if you are afraid to reach out to people that have brands, if you're afraid to reach out to bloggers, if you're afraid to reach out with other people that have big pages, you're really going to miss out on the boat of this business because they can help you and you can help them expand your reach. It's all about getting as many eyes on your stuff as possible, right? Trying to get those followers to stick and to stay on the information that you have. So that's kind of I don't know, that's kind of it as far as I want to go today on Instagram 101, because it gets a lot deeper than that when we really start to talk about shout outs, when we really start to talk about using IG stories, when we really start to talk about some of the other ways that you can kind of leverage your Instagram account beyond just the basics. So I hope that this helps you guys with just the basic function of Instagram. Like I said, I love it because of the fact that I don't feel weird following people. I don't feel weird like reaching out to people, because that's what Instagram was built for. You know, Instagram was built to network. Instagram was built to follow people that you don't know. Instagram was built to find information. I mean, I do a lot of my shopping on Instagram. I mean, I do tons of shopping on Instagram. I use a lot of the links that people send here. I find a lot of other entrepreneurs on Instagram as well. I learn a lot about Instagram by just following some of these other networkers and these other influencers. And they are paying like really, really big money. If you can really spend some time and invest and learn about Instagram, and I'm going to actually be doing like a full on like Instagram training. I'm doing it right now with my team, and I will share it with you guys as well. But I'm really doing like a deep dive into Instagram right now with my team, because of the fact that, you know, I understand residual income from being in this business, and I also understand like multiple streams of income, okay? And because big companies don't understand how, you know, for example, McDonald's, Pepsi, a lot of these big companies don't understand how Instagram works, but yet we understand how it works, and there's only like 33% of marketers actually on Instagram. There's a really slim amount of people that understand how this works, and you can leverage it in so many different areas. So you can get like free trips to different places. You can get, I don't know, I mean, I've had so many things sent to my house already just by having the account that I have right now and not even really taking advantage of this. But once you guys can figure this out and get your leverage up, you can get like Pros, you could get scrubs if you're nursing with your brand. Like I said, people are getting like free trips. You can get, I get a lot of different makeup stuff sent to me, skincare stuff that I get to use, mala beads. So like my malas, like I get these sent to me because people know that I wear these all the time, and I get them sent to me. So there's so many different other ways that you guys can do this. So I don't want to get too kind of caught up in all of that right now. I just really want to give you guys the basics. So figure out what your theme is, what your brand is going to look like, what that message is that you guys are going to send out into the world, what kind of cohesive, what kind of colors that you guys want to use, and really think about that first when you guys get started, because like I said, content is king. And then start looking and making sure that every picture has that hashtag below it. Use those 30 like I suggested so that people can find you, like that's SEO, that part of that for your business. And then from there, look in those hashtags and start engaging, start writing down people's information, and start keeping track of the people that you're going to interact with. And that is what I'm going to end it with. And I'll go to the chat section, but that's what I'm going to end it with, is showing you how you should be tracking these people. I'm going to go to the screen share here for one last time to kind of show you this, and then I'll come back to questions. Here. All right, so what I think is, oops, I had this pulled up and it's not here anymore. And then I'm going to quickly show you guys this, and then I'm going to go. Okay, so I think that it's really important that as you guys are a new coach, that you guys pay attention to already starting to really track your business. Okay, now this is something that I did not do until recently, so you guys all are going to basically be learning from me. Yes, this is my inbox. Yes, this is just from today. Okay, so this is really crazy. How do I keep track of all these people, right? How do I know how to organize my inbox when it looks like this? This is actually pretty organized. I use a system called Streak. Okay, and what I want to show you guys and what you guys can do for your business is Streak is a free program that you can use with your Gmail. And as you get started, what I suggest doing, especially with Instagram, is you can use, and I'll give you guys some different things so you guys know how to set this up, but it's a great CRM to be able to get started. So if I told you that I want you to follow 30 new people a day, what you would do is you would come in here and you can write your 30 people, okay? So I put in here, like, here's Sandy Smith, okay? And I'm gonna add a new box up here. I'm gonna write, whatever, Sammy F, okay? Done. add my names in here, right? So I'm going to add my 30 in here. And then as you guys go through and start to build these relationships, what I always tell my new coaches is that you want to be connecting and interacting with the people that you're following at least 3 times a week, okay? So here's a way you could track that. Connected with them one time, move them along your pipeline, okay? So you can move each of these people here along your pipeline. So say I connected with Sammy, I can move her here along my pipeline to connect. And let me just show you guys what that looks like. Where did that go? And you guys can see that, look, now I connected with her twice, okay? So, and then I can move people along my pipeline until I get to the point that if it's somebody that I would want to invite to coaching or not or whatever. But this way you guys can keep track that you're actually engaging with new people and have targeted relationship building instead of just, you know, liking and commenting on everybody and anybody's picture, which really isn't the most effective time when it comes to your business. Okay, that's it about that. Let me come back to you guys and stop the screen share. Okay, chat function. Okay, yes, where the heck is Explorer page you mentioned? Also, can we add our website links to Instagram via our laptop, or does it need to be on our phone? You need to add your website links on your phone. Yeah, on your phone. I really don't use I use pretty much everything on my phone when it comes to Instagram. There's some things that you can do on the computer, but I really use it mostly on my phone. Oh, you guys can't see my screen for my streak? Okay, hold on. Let me just